Thank you, John Deakin. A very good evening, everyone. Welcome to Seventh Big League, the edition for round 14 and the first winter-like conditions for season 1980. Despite that, over 100,000 fans turned out to watch the 6 matches, and our congratulations go to you all. It was indeed a very, very cold afternoon right throughout Victoria. Match of the day was naturally at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Ideal conditions there, certainly for the spectators, but for the players out on the ground, conditions were very, very slippery after the overnight rain and, in fact, what we've had during the week. There was never more than a kick or two between these two magnificent sides, and we're going to be showing you a very exciting final term. At three-quarter time, Richmond led by 8 points as we go to the start of the final quarter. Final quarter coming up from the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Richmond 8-14-62, leading Collingwood 6-18-54. A huge crowd here. Collingwood failing to score a goal though in the third quarter. Can they come back? Knocked down by Lee. Taken by Waitman. Waitman's long kick up over the half-forward line. Magro getting underneath it. A good mark to Collingwood though, taken by Stewart. Stewart goes in short towards the flank, looking for Picken. And away goes Bill. Shaw. Tony Shaw had been a very good player today for Collingwood. Tries a short pass, looking for Wearmouth. He might have got one in the back of the head. Free kick. Ron Wearmouth at left half forward. Very dark conditions here at the moment. Wearmouth deciding to play on to get the ball down as quickly as possible to the full forward zone. Almost a mark brought in down there by Smith. Over the boundary line on the full. Free kick going to Craig Davis. Right in front of the small scoreboard. Davis running around, former Collingwood full forward, fires at the goals. Wood is there for Richmond and takes a safe mark in front of Hanbury. These two have had a good deal all day. Full credit to Hanbury. He's taken the game right up to his more experienced opponent. Mark taken by Dale Waitman at left half back. Plenty of distance too in Waitman's kick. McCormack tries to punch it clear, sock it off the ground. Here's a chance for Morris. Bowls his opponent over in no uncertain terms, scoops the ball out. Francis Burke intercepting, back to Waitman. Another good kick from Waitman, this time up towards centre half forward. Ireland was there. Picken. Peter Moore. And away he goes. He played a magnificent first half, no doubt about it. Last year's Brownlow medalist was in fine fettle. Tony Shaw. Back to Banks on centre wing. Well played by the Collingwood forward. Looking for Renee King, who's had a dirty afternoon. So too has Alan Edwards. Alan Edwards from a long way out will look for a hand pass to Carlson. Carlson can line up the goals from 20 metres out, and that looks pretty good. So Collingwood back in business here at the MCG, and the scores on Sevens Big League. Richmond 8-14-62, Collingwood 7-18-60 points.
Only 2 points the difference. Anybody's game at the 2.5-minute mark of this last quarter. It's been a ding-dong battle all day. A battle of defences, and the forwards have found it very, very hard to get goals, except Kevin Barton playing out there on that half-forward flank has kicked 4 goals up to this stage of the match, and always a dangerous player. So it's back to the centre now. He's at about 15 or 16, kicks 2. Ball knocked out by Morris. It comes back there to Hanbury and Wood. They've had a great battle today. Push back again. We see Kane send Richmond to attack. Down there towards Roach and Stewart. Stewart goes for the big thump, not taking a chance, going for the mark, and the ball is out of bounds. Marking is taboo for these defenders today. Rain pelting down at the moment. And this makes it very difficult for forwards to get clear. I noticed that Collingwood have Andrew Ireland on Bartlett too. Back it comes. They all lost sight of that. There's Magro trying to back out the pack. Finally it comes back there to Bottoms. He kicks it off the ground back to Moore. He couldn't pick it up and over the line and out of bounds. It's about 25 metres around from the Richmond goal. They're in front by 2 points, and 2 points is a big margin today. Been a very low scoring game. Off the top of the pack, picked up by Tony Shaw, a very good player for Collingwood today. Out towards Collins, going after him is Carlson. Collins has got it out there on his own. Plenty of time to straighten up. He bounced the ball. That's how confident this guy is. The ball up there towards the full forward zone. Stewart goes for the punch. Back it comes to Temperley on the line. He goes for a snap for goal. What's he done with it? It's a point. So it's 3 points the difference at the 3.5-minute mark. Oh, what a game this has been. They've put up a good performance, both these sides, and the standard's been very high considering. 8 goals, 15-63, Richmond to Collingwood, 7-18-60. We'll wait now for the ball to come back into play. A huge crowd in attendance today, over the 60,000 mark, I would say. Ball's a bit short. Carlson got one on the back. The umpire didn't see that. He taps it on over to look for more. Waitman's there. Picked up well. Trying to pick it up is Shaw. Had a fresh air shot off the ground. But the umpire's going to ball this up for Shaw out there on Richmond's half-forward line. About 70 metres out from the goal. Up it goes. Moore and Mark Lee. Moore's been a brilliant player. And Waitman kicks the ball back. Coming out there is Ireland. Smothers the ball well. Back it goes to Byrne. Byrne can't pick it up. He's grabbed. He gets a hand pass back to Lee. The wrong man. Up there towards Roach. He can't hold it. He goes down. He taps it on. Magro getting out or trying to get out. Now Magro's out. Puts the ball back there towards Edwards and Kink's in front. He's dropped 2 easy ones so far. And that's a bad hand pass to Tony Shaw. Kicked off the ground. Out there to Moore. The big fella can't bend in to pick it up. Picked up by Collins beautifully. And Richmond go back in attack. Out it goes there. Oh, he's dropped it. Billy Pick, and there's a chance for Timpany. A long hand pass looking for Cloak. It bounces right. He's running to an open goal. Fires. Hit the post. Hit the post. Oh, it's about 5 times today. 5 minutes gone. And the difference now. 8 goals, 16-64. Richmond to Collingwood. 7 goals, 18-80-60. A difference of 4 points.
5 minutes gone in the final quarter. Stewart kicking it clear of hand and foot as the rule stipulates. Now he takes his kick, but it's still dropping short. 2 Richmond players spoiled each other there. It's scooped out towards Tony Shaw. Nice little sidestep from Tony Shaw, one of Collingwood's best small men today. Smith missed the mark, but Jess backs up. That's no mark to Dale Waitman, so he gives it over towards Francis Burke. Burke short towards half forward, looking for Monteith. Pickens there. Bill Picken, Collingwood centre half back. That's one of his longest kicks too. Must have gone about 35 metres. Raines can't take the ball. Out towards Welsh, who's done very well for Richmond today, the former Hawthorn player. It's a real scramble. Kink, short towards right half forward. Banks got a nudge in the back from his opponent in Strawn and will take the free kick. Still pelting with rain here. And he must salute the Spartan soul sitting in the outer in the wet. He's gone for a short pass, looking for Kevin Morris. Morris right on the boundary line. Some good defence by Raines. Heaves him over the boundary line. The ball likewise, and it will be thrown back into play 30 metres from the goals. What a titanic struggle this has been. A tough, vigorous encounter all afternoon. No spite in it. 2 top sides. Lee taps that one down. Strawden couldn't get it clear. He tries again. It's tunnel ball here. And some of these players' own mothers wouldn't recognise them.
And you wouldn't want to be in one of the bottom of those packs for $1 million.
No way, Lou. Thanks very much. Much safer up here. Knocked down by Lee. He's looking for Waitman. Another one developing, and umpire Kevin Smith will employ the same tactic, and that is to ball it up. It's still only about 35 to 40 metres out from the goals. In Collingwood scoring area, knocked down by Lee again. Tony Shaw is intercepting for Collingwood, but he couldn't get it clear. Now coming out of the pack. That was Strawn, I think, with that kick out. Doesn't go too far. Picken. Over to Peter Moore. He's clear of Cloak. That's a good kick by Peter Moore under the circumstances. Down towards Craig Davis. Carlson has a snapshot for goal. In the road was Emmett Dunn. He's not going to bounce that. That's another good kick by Emmett Dunn too. Out towards centre field. Off the hands of Magro. Francis Burke. Gets the ball up towards the Richmond right half forward flank into no man's territory. Kink. And Burke again. Monteith's over. Picken. He's got nowhere to go. Ball in short and he finds Peter Moore. Peter Moore on the left half-back flank for the Magpies. Looking for Kevin Morris. Now I would almost play that mark to Morris. The umpire doesn't agree. Bottoms high towards the right half-forward flank and Pickens there again to take another fine mark.
What a great quarter Billy Pickens playing in this last one. 8 minutes gone. That's his 6th kick for the quarter. Out it goes wide now. Carlson and Collins. Collins manoeuvred himself better that time and takes a nice mark out there on that half-forward line, about 75 metres out from the Richmond goal. They're 4 points in front. The ball up there towards the full forward zone. Punched away by Moore. Coming out to Magro. Going after him is Timpany on the line. Magro's on the boundary line. The ball will be out of bounds. Up on the Richmond goal. They're hanging on by a 4-point lead, and that's worth about 3 goals under these conditions. Punched out by Shaw. That's Tony Shaw, a great player for Collingwood. Back to Collins in front of Carlson. Collins gives a hand pass on the boundary line to Bottoms. A shot towards the goal. Not a bad foot of a kick. It's a goal.
That's the goal of the match.
Beautiful goal at the 8-minute mark. What a beautiful goal to Bottoms. And look, they run out him, so they should do. A great goal. 9-16-70 Richmond. to Collingwood 7-18, 60, 10 points the difference. Oh, God, it is the sort of goals that win games for you, Pete. It makes the side run about 10 feet tall.
Especially on days like today, Lou.
Well, that gives the Tigers a decided advantage now under these conditions. Back to the centre. Can the Magpies come back? Mark Lee grabs this one. There's a bit of confidence for you. Back to Moore. A hefty punch. Picked up by Tony Shaw. Still crying his heart out as the ball goes back there now to Edwards. Scoops it in nicely. Doesn't quite know what to do with it. Comes back in his right boot. A long kick into the Brewer and Dunn going for it now. Punched away by Dunn. Picked up by Jess on the boundary line. Goes for a hand pass. Over to Strawn off the side of his boot and out of bounds. And the ball is out of bounds about 45 to 50 metres out from the Collingwood goal. But the kicker from here would be a mighty big kick. It must weigh about a ton and a half, the ball, as Hanbury grabs it down there at half forward. There's Hanbury going for the kick into the goal square. Ball's a bit short. The Banks is in front, can't hold the mark. It hits the post, actually be a throw in from that forward pocket position at the 10-minute mark. And the Tigers 10 points in front.
Chance for Collingwood here to get that goal back. But that's not going to be easy today. Lee in front. Ball knocked down towards Craig Davis. He could score from there. Lines them up. One behind. So the difference is 9 points now in Sevens Big League. Let's check the scores. It's Richmond 9-16-70 and Collingwood 7-19-61. As we wait the ball to come back into play.
It's much darker than all the canes out there, Pete, wouldn't they?
How about miners' lamps, Lou?
Yeah, that'll be handy too.
Very, very dark.
Well, the crowd have certainly hung on too.
Most of them, a lot of them sitting in the rain. A few colds around tomorrow. As Dunn drives the ball, this time towards the member stand side. Burke's in front, Kink over the top. Burke picks it up, gets around his own teammate Strawn. In the road is Peter McCormack. He's been a solid player all day. In a battle of the defences, McCormack has done very well. Right now he's on the centre wing, driving Collingwood into attack. Jimmy Jess is there. Goes for the big fist. Burke tries to get it out to a teammate. And sock it towards the boundary line. Wood picks it up like a dry day, but loses it just as quickly. And the umpire says, let's throw it in. 11 and a half minutes have gone in the final quarter. As we await the throw in. Lee and Moore. Peter Moore won that one. Alan Edwards intercepting. Waitman. Waitman's kick up towards the centre field area. Mark taken by Tempany in front of Stan Magro. Tempany goes across the ground, looking out there for Landy. Landy's got the ball on a string here. Bounces right up into his arms. Will put Richmond deep into attack. Fires it down towards full forward, only to see Stewart in the road, and I'd pay that mark to Stewart under these conditions. A good effort to Craig Stewart to mark the ball like that. He had to go for the mark. He couldn't punch it there. Stewart's kick, this one dropping a little bit short. Tempany tries to push the ball clear. He's pushed his opponent in the back, and Stan Magro will take the free kick. Magro's at left half back. Just short of centre wing. And has done fairly well today for his first game back. Craig Davis taking the mark for Collingwood on centre wing position, playing on directly. Collingwood 9 points behind. Jess. Kink. Grab when not in possession. Strawn. Banks. Over to Tony Shaw. Short pass by Tony Shaw over the boundary line, and the throw-in will take place in front of the small scoreboard.
12 and a half minutes gone of this last quarter. 9 points the difference in favour of the Tigers. There's 9-16 to Collingwood, 7-19. The ball back. Lee got the tap down to Rene King. He fumbles. He missed again. He's having a dirty day today as it comes back to short, trying to get out the pack. He goes down.
Free kick.
Umpire in the back of the neck. Free kick to go to the Collingwood skipper. He's a good distance out. He couldn't make the distance with this heavy ball today. Normally, I think he could kick. He's only about 40 metres out from goal, but it'll be a mighty long kick if he does this. Of course, if he does, it'll make it 3 points the difference. Shaw coming in very steadily, fires at the goals, doesn't quite make the distance. They're all ready to fly. Back it comes, and it's finally forced through for 1 point, so it's 8 points the difference now. Collingwood 7-20-62. Well, that 8 points must seem like about 20 goals to Collingwood at the moment. The ball's pushed out towards Tony Shaw again. A good hand pass. Out to Davis, up towards the goals. It could be through this one, but what's happened up here? The umpire said the free kick. It's a free kick down to Richmond and a 15-metre penalty against Collingwood for playing on. It was a good kick by Davis, but they don't count, Peter.
No, sir.
Ball out there on that half-back flank to go to Waitman. And Richmond 7 goals, 20 to Collingwood 7 goals, 20 to Richmond 9-16. The ball out now to the half-forward line for Richmond, going after, kicked off the ground that time by Kane. It's safe, it's out of bounds, but it's a little bit further up towards Richmond's goal, about 70 metres around from their goal. Ball back into play again. It'll be Moore and Lee to go for it. Moore tries to grab that one. Back it goes to Shaw again. That's Tony Shaw. Over to Waitman. A bad hand pump was an accident actually at the bar, but he can't pick it up. He's got it in front of him now. Now he's clear. A left foot snap for goal. It's going towards the goals. It's falling short. Coming across as Magro dropped that mark on the boundary line. The ball is out of bounds. 14 minutes gone of this last quarter. Richmond 9-16, 70 to Collingwood 7-20, 62 as we wait now for the ball to come back into play. Up it goes. Cloak and Moore. Knocked out by Moore. Back it goes to Kane, trying to get through the pack. Well smothered by Stewart. And he's done an excellent job down there today for Richmond. That goes through for 1 point. So it's 9 goals, 17 Richmond to Collingwood 7 goals, 20. 71 points they are, and Collingwood 62. The ball back into play again. Out towards that half-back line. Weirmouth going out. Punched away by Francis Burke. He's been a strong defender too. Picked up by Collins at half-forward. A high hand pass. Grabbed by Shaw again. He's grabbed by Waitman, and down he goes. Umpire said it'll be a push in the back to him.
Might have been a bit lucky, Lou.
Yeah, it could have been 6 and 1 and a half a dozen the other there, but it went to the Collingwood Rovers part. And as I said before, an excellent player today. The ball out towards that Davis out there. Punched away again. Picked up here by Collins if he can get it up. Now he's got it. Now he loses it. By golly, it must be fumbly out there. Must be very slippery. Francis Burke's hand pass actually ricocheted off the Collingwood player. Out there towards the wing position. Down they go, left and right, and the ball driven back there towards the half-forward line. Punched away by Byrne. Over to Rene King. Did he put Byrne under pressure then? And the free kick will go to Richmond. A bad mistake. He's made mistakes galore today, Rene King.
Yes, it's not his best day, Lou. That's about the most complimentary thing I could say. Francis Burke. I have to think that's Francis Burke. It is. Very, very dark here at the MCG, and that rain is still pelting down. Cloak in the middle of the pack, almost took the grab. Moore gets it out, unfortunately for the Collingwood side, to Brian Wood. He's at centre half forward, goes for the long kick up towards full forward, out of bounds on the full, and a penalty free kick will go Richmond or Collingwood's way. The man to take it is Stan Lamont. Collins has done very well today, actually. On a dry day, I would suggest he would be within kicking distance. Unfortunately, not today. Kick number 14 for Dennis Collins. From the forward pocket. Cloak in front. Roach in the middle, off the hands and through for another behind to the Tigers. And let's check the total on 7th Big League. It's Richmond 9-18, 72. Collingwood 7-20, 62. With a chance, Lou. Very much a chance. Doesn't take long to get downfield. Jess. Lee over the top. Weirmouth was there. Banks. Picked up by Peter Welsh. Oh, holding the ball, say the crowd. And the free kick will go Collingwood's way to Ronnie Weirmouth. Weirmouth goes wide towards the centre wing position. Poor kick, Brian Wood mark. Not paid. Banks picks it up on the rebound. That won't be paid either. Emmett Dunn throws it out in front of him. Taken by Alan Edwards. Edwards' hand passes over to Banks. He's in more trouble than Flash Gordon. Gets tripped up. Taken by Emmett Dunn. Long hand pass by Dunn. Brian Wood in possession. Lost it just as quickly. And that's a free kick. Throwing the ball, says the umpire. Alan Edwards with the free.
18 minutes gone. Collingwood down by 10 points as the ball goes over Collingwood's half-forward line. Brewer flies, goes for the punch. At the back there is Jess, and the Tigers get it out there towards that centre half-forward position. Punched away from Collins that time by Carlson. Going after his Temple. He goes down. Kicked off the ground by Carlson. The second time. There's a chance now for Davis. A hand pass over to Tony Shaw. A snap for goal. Won't make the distance. Jimmy Jess the basket to the back here of Morris. The umpire said it's through for 1 point. Oh, golly, is this a pressure game? So let's see the score. 9 goals, 18, 72. Richmond to Collingwood, 7-21, 68. Ball back into play again. 63, I should say. I'm sorry. Out it goes out of bounds. And what's this, a penalty free kick, or it'll be a throw-in? It'll be a penalty free kick to Moore because it wasn't touched and Moore's out there on that half-forward flank position.
Anderson coming on for Collingwood. Beggs going off.
9 points the difference. Favour of the Tigers. Oh, that's a very high kick by Moore. Right across there to King. Punched away again. Spinning out of the pack there is Waitman getting it back and good bit of play as we see Kane drive the ball back towards centre field. There's a chance for Cloak. He taps it on. In the way is Ireland. Spins out and a hand pass over to Pick. Another one back to Byrne. And this will send Collingwood to attack back over their half-forward line. Carlson and Collins going for it. Neither take the mark. And there we see Francis Burke, the ever-reliable defender, coming out with the ball, driving it back. Stan Magro in front, but McCormick's got the mark. In front of Landy there just towards centre field. Collingwood hanging on grimly, but still trail by 9 points. And we're at the 19.5-minute mark of this last quarter. Off the top of the pack, a chance for Edwards, but Collins is there to be faster. I think he kicks it off the ground. Out it goes wide to the half-back flank. He tries to tap it back. He's successful. Beautiful play by Collins. And the ball back out there towards the wing position. Once again, it's Byrne. Kicking Collingwood over the half-forward line. There's a chance for Jess to mark. And he doesn't mess about. That was a beautiful mark under these conditions. Didn't even bother about going for the chest, Peter. Just grabbed it in the air. That's confidence for you at the 20-minute mark. And the Magpies still down by 9 points.
Well, they don't look like getting those goals, I must admit. The Richmond defences stood firm. David Cloak now with a chance at centre half-forward. Looks up there for Wood. McCormack's there, getting ridden into the ground, and will get a free kick, which Richmond fans don't appreciate, but McCormack will take the free kick from centre half back for Collingwood. They've done a lot of the attacking this quarter, but they can't score goals. Burke right smack dab in the middle of the ground.
Marvellous, isn't it?
He is a magnificent player. Not a bad kick under adverse conditions. Roach tried for the big grab, not successful. Out to Bartlett. Bartlett tries a short pass, straight into the arms of Bottoms, who takes the mark. And it was Bottoms, remember, that kicked that magnificent goal earlier in the quarter. That could have signed the match up for the Tigers. It really was a gem. You can see the square just at the top left-hand corner of the picture as he comes in for the kick. 40 metres out. Cloak's there for Richmond. More for Collingwood. It's socketed through for 1 point. And the scores now. Richmond 9 goals, 19, 73 points. Collingwood 7, 21, 63 points. 10 points the difference on Sevens Big League from the Melbourne Cricket Ground as Stewart drives the ball back into play. Jess in front, Edwards behind. Tony Shaw, Bartlett holding the man. That'll be a free kick to Bartlett. And the Collingwood fans roar their disapproval of that decision. Bartlett's kicked 4 goals. And if you can kick 4 goals under these conditions, you have to be nothing short of a marvel in my book.
Been a very effective play today. Pete the danger play down there on the foot. Actually, he's only been the only dangerous forward of the two sides.
There's a few of them have had dirty days. Kevin Bartlett from 45 metres out, directly in front. Won't quite make the distance. Off the hands, Craig Stewart, who's done a very good job at full-back, out towards the half-back flank. Collins knocks it clear. Picked up by Byrne, and Byrne gets it out of the danger zone.
Out there towards Wearmouth and Strawn up. Strawn goes for the punch. There's Francis Burke again in front. He goes down, but the ball is out of bounds. At least it's safe as far as Richmond's concerned. He's had King well covered today. He hasn't been off him all day. He's never left him out of his sight. Stuck him like a mustard plaster. Lee gets the punch down. Over to Waitman. Drives the ball up there towards Cloak. Cloak in front. Punched away there by Ireland. Back it goes now. A chance for Magro to get it out. Not a good one. A stack up here, and the umpire's going to ball it up about 50 metres out from the Richmond goal. Out towards their half-forward flank position. Tigers in front by 10 points at the 23-minute mark. Time running out for Collingwood. Short drops. That one goes down. The umpire said he got a push in the back. Not wasting his time. He knows time's running out for the Maggies. Finally, it goes out wide to Strawn on his own. Out there on the centre wing position. Got a ton of time to push this further field now. Up there towards the forward line. Tempney going for the mark. Try to grab it, but I think the umpire might pay that. Yes, a good mark to Tempney up there on that half-forward flank about 50 metres out from goal. Into the forward pocket. The back is Roach going for the big grab. Couldn't pick it up. Magro gets it along the ground. Back of there goes to Welsh. I think is a snap for goal, and Welsh has slipped it off the side of his boot, and the ball is out of bounds. Very dark out there indeed. Very hard to distinguish the players, Peter.
This has been pretty hard to pick them up after half-time, Lou, after that rain started.
Stewart driving the ball back out there towards the half-back line now. The pack fly. Nearly a mark there to Moore. The umpire's called play on as a hurried kick out from Tony Shaw back there, but the umpire's found a free kick. It'll go to Billy Picken out there on the half-back line. 24 minutes gone of this last quarter, and Richmond still hanging on there by a 10-point lead. Back it goes now. Jimmy Jess with a chance to mark. Oh, he's dropped that one. He tried to do two in a row. He's lost it. Finally, it's picked up by Edwards, and the umpire's found a free kick to Tony Shaw. He's been in the thick of things from the very word go. There's the time on the scoreboard.
Won't be a very long quarter, Lou, because not too many goals have been kicked.
Say that again. Been real hard work out there today for both sides. They've put up a terrific exhibition. Carlson with a chance. He dropped the sitter. Back it goes to Rayshaw. Down he goes. Umpire said play on. He's going to ball it up out there towards Collingwood's half-forward line, but it's a heck of a way out from the goals, particularly when you're trailing by 10 points as they are at the moment.
Play on, says the umpire, as it's taken out of the danger zone towards the wing position. It'll be over the boundary line, and it will be thrown back into play. The Richmond defence has stood up really rock-like in this final term. The forwards of both days have certainly had their work cut out. The whistle is gone. It's going to be a free kick to the Collingwood ground-line medalist Peter Moore, and he'll take it on centre wing. But time's running out, I think, for Collingwood. 25 minutes have gone. We enter the time-on period. Craig Davis couldn't take the mark, gives a chance to Rains to pick it up at the right half-back flank. Rains boots it up towards centre wing, a chance for Burns to pick it up. Burn trying desperately, but his feet won't remain on the ground. Tony Shaw back to Peter Moore, and the Magpies are back where they started. It's all Richmond down there. In comes Morris, with a beard full of mud. Morris goes goalwards, fires, is off target. That might have been one of Collingwood's last chances. Through for one behind at the 25.5-minute mark, so it's 9:19.73 Richmond and 7:22.64 Collingwood. Ball back into play from Emma Dunn towards the member stand side. That's a good mark of Brian Wood, almost dragged in but not paid by the umpire. And umpire Rowan Saws comes in and decides to ball it up on the half-forward flank. Lee got that one down. Picked up by Tempany. Tempany towards centre wing. Out of bounds. Throwing to take place just adjacent to the players' interchange area. Collingwood leading 2 goals. I think time might beat them. Clock showing just on 26 minutes gone now in the final quarter. It looks as though Richmond's magnificent run will continue. More in front of Luke. Looking for Tony Shaw. Tempany tackles him very solidly. Ball held to him, says umpire Kevin Smith. Here's mud in your eye. It'll be balled up. More Lee again. Lee got that down, looks for Waitman. Waitman pounces on it. Can't get it clear. It'll be balled up again. This is the tactic that Richmond want, to bottle the ball up a long way from the Collingwood goal. And time certainly running out for the Magpies here before this huge crowd at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Peter Moore got that one. Oh dear. 4 ball-ups in a row.
9 points the difference at the 27-minute mark. And I think time's got Collingwood. They just can't make this leeway up. With about 5 goals to the Tigers. We see Waitman gets another very good kick, and Byrne trying to get out. Finally, Morris gets a hurried kick down there towards Jimmy Jess. He's taken the mark. He's got that between his legs. Actually slipped right down. And Jimmy Jess out there on that centre wing position. It's been a glorious day for defenders today. It's really been made for them. There's the siren for the end of the game. And the Richmond have won this match. 9 goals. 1973 to Collingwood. 7 goals. 22-64.
Very tough game of football, that at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, with the Tigers finally victorious by only 9 points. A good effort from Collingwood, but on the day just not good enough. Kevin Bartlett finished up with 4 goals for the Tigers, a splendid effort from him, and the Magpies' leading goal scorer was Tony Shaw, who played a very good game right throughout the afternoon. Let's check the leading goal kickers now, and on top after today's round, Michael Roach of Richmond, who, like many other forwards at the MCG and presumably in the other 5 games played today in the round, had a pretty dirty afternoon. Roach only got 1 goal. Kelvin Templeton, though, for Footscray managed 4 at the Western Oval. Beecroft of Fitzroy wasn't playing today. Michael Moncrief of Hawthorn got 4 to bring his season tally to 48. John Roberts, no goals today. Kevin Bartlett, as I mentioned, 4 goals for 43. Arnold Bridus got 1. Tony Morwood got 1, without the E that should be, of course. And Johnston of Carlton, no goals today, also for a